Well, I've always seen the mission at St. Michael's to be one of taking students where they are and moving them to the next level, ultimately being sure that they are academically proficient and competitive for the ever-changing society. I think even more important is providing them with strategies to deal with the many problems that they will face as they move into the higher levels of education. And we focus on their strengths, their talents, their abilities, so that we can pick the appropriate high school for them. Not every high school is appropriate for every student, but we do determine which ones they might do best in and may flourish. So St. Michael's is located in North Newark. It's an inner city area, and we have 497 children at this time. Unfortunately, some of the problems we find is that children often have to be pulled out because of lack of ability to pay tuition. Parents are losing jobs. The economy is not in a good state at this time. The other thing is keeping good teachers. Our pay scale in no way is compatible with the public schools, and while we have the most dedicated teachers giving before and after school help, trying to keep them when they have to survive is very difficult. We also expect our teachers to run all of the extracurricular activities, which makes it very difficult to have many extracurricular activities. We would love to see more. We would love to reinstitute our band, which we had to do away with, because even at a tuition of $2,650 a year, the parents are struggling. And we have to always be cognizant of the fact that the parents are struggling. Thus our class size may be a little bit larger than others, but that's pure necessity in order to maintain a viable institution for our community. Our family environment, children feel free to come and speak to teachers, to get extra help, to do the various things that need to be done other than just the academics. But we do ensure the children a quality education, and we focus on their strengths, their talents, their abilities, so that we can pick the appropriate high school for them. Not every high school is appropriate for every student, but we do determine which ones they might do best in and may flourish. So our ultimate goal is to create the well-rounded student. Most of our children who get to the 8th grade, they take the co-op test, and they are almost always wanting to go to a Catholic high school. Unfortunately, sometimes they cannot afford those high schools, so we do gear them to a couple of the specialty schools or vocational schools. However, we do find our brightest students, and we gear them to schools like Del Barton in Morristown, Oak Knoll in Morristown, Kent Place in Summit. And those students that want to have a work environment or who may need some assistance with their tuition, we now have Christ the King in Newark, who has a special program where they work 1 day a week for their tuition. We send many of our young ladies to St. Vincent's Academy, very strong school that trains future female leaders, and St. Benedict's Prep that does likewise. We also have Immaculate Conception in Montclair. It's also a good school for the children who live up in the upper area where it's easier to get to. But we train our students. We take students of every level. We don't have all A+ students. It's not our goal, it's not our aim. We take children where they are, and we continue to move them to the next level. And if that level means a school where there's a work program rather than a full college prep, then we select that. It's such a respect for one another that we do not have to use locks on lockers. And I believe that parents come in and see that, and they automatically feel a comfort level, a safety level. We do not have fights. It's a rare occasion we ever have a fight. An argument may be the top, because children come right away if they feel they're having a disagreement, and they ask adults to intervene and mediate. We have a program that is currently taught in the school along with our religious ed program called Second Step, where it provides each child with strategies of how to deal with anger, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with failure. And we try to look at failure, and I believe our mission this year we've made that failure, while it's not an option, if it occurs, it's a way to understand why something happened and correct it, and all of our teachers are working on that at this time. It is truly amazing to watch how wonderful our children are in spite of the poverty level at which many of them live. If one ever were to walk into our gymnasium, you would see our mission amounts. Every week on Thursday, the children collect money freely given just saved from maybe not buying some extra snacks during that week. And there's a slight competition among classes. And last year we brought in over $10,000 and gave to the missions to go to different places that there was a need. We also have clothes drives. We give the most amount of food during the Thanksgiving food drive. We also had a baby collection last year, baby food and clothing collection. And many times we go to soup kitchens. We haven't done as much last year because the teacher left, but most of the time we do visit soup kitchens with our student council. And we also have a work program with our 8th graders who go down and help the kindergarten and 1st graders. We also have Buddy Day in which we do the same thing with 7th and 8th graders. So there's a lot of service both for our own community at St. Michael's and for the community at large.